Hey there. Start here. So let's get to the other of the Final Fantasy 13 weekly trial events, the two Forsake, one's Focus against Sid Reigns. So just like before, I'm taking my EX+1 Lightning into this one to get an all missions clear. This one is for Lightning's Clothes, which, it's not absolutely necessary, especially if you have Clash of Wills gear. Like the Clash of Wills vest or the regalia are both much better than this, but it is a nice, sort of alternative option if you don't have any of the Clash of Wills gear, because it does give her 500 flat attack. It's got a decent attack stat on it, like 83 attack, I think, and then 50% LB damage, so it's not a bad equip for her at all. It means you can potentially put the other Clash of Wills chest pieces on like other people in your party, so it's worth it to go for it, I think. However, in order to get it fully enhanced, you do have to clear this within 5 turns, and if you don't have like a really strong crew of Final Fantasy 13 units, you may want to do this in two separate instances, where you go in once with like your really strong team to knock it out in 5 turns, but not necessarily Final Fantasy 13 units, and then come in again later with Final Fantasy 13 units and just kind of turtle your way through it. I'm going to go ahead and do an all missions clear, however. I'm going to do this one in 4 turns. You could also do it in 5 turns using a similar rotation and strategy to what I used in my previous clear against the War Mech. So, keep that in mind. But Sid Reigns is a little bit different. Human and Reaper. We don't have any good Human or Reaper killer buffs on this party, but as you're going to see, that doesn't really matter. He does do a mix of magic and physical, so we will be using Snow and kind of going back and forth between his magic and physical tanking forms on this one. All right, I will be taking a friend, and I'm going to be looking at my good friend D-Berry, the good doctor, here to cure what ails you. So he's got an EX+2 Lightning. So this will be a great opportunity to kind of look at the disparity between an EX+1 and an EX+2 Lightning. It's going to be a pretty dramatic damage difference, as we'll see at the end in the damage report. So let's take a look. The team's pretty much the same as my previous clear against the War Mech, but a little bit of difference in the gear. Let's take a look at Snow first. So first big difference, we are gearing in his physical form. Make sure he's 100% full evasion, because the boss has no accuracy, so 100% evasion means he will avoid all physical attacks. So there you go, physical evade. And that's all he really needs in that form. In his Brave Shift form, just general bulk. Light resist is good because the boss does light damage. So make sure you have his light resists up. All right, other than that, nothing too fancy there. Savior of Souls Lightning, yeah, just some general bulk gear. Honestly, she doesn't really need much of anything. Just kind of give her some bulk, so that any attacks that do sneak through don't really hurt her that much. Okay, that's all she really needs. You see Sword of Kings on her. You can put it on her. I've got it on Radiant Lightning. You do need one form of Nethicite for this strategy, and so Sword of Kings is great because that is 5-star Ashes STMR, very easy to acquire. Comes with the ability Power to Destroy Nethicite, which seals 1 magic cast by an enemy or ally for 1 turn, and we will be using that on turns 2 and 3. So my Wondrous Lightning, pretty similar build to what you saw before. Her base form, it doesn't really matter too much how you build her in her base form. This is actually not the best vision card for this fight. I just left it on there and didn't really bother changing things around too much, because this one doesn't have any corresponding killers. So if you've got a better vision card, slap that on her. But yeah, pretty much the same gear in both forms, with the exception of the Brave Shift form is geared for the killers for this one. So I did Moogle her STMR so that I could have it right away. If you don't have it, just put a strong 2-handed sword in her hand. High attack gear. Cloud's Close is great for the 100% TDH. Magister's Ring for the Chain Cat boost. Otherwise, just high attack gear. And then here in the accessories is where it's a little bit different from the previous clear. We do have her TMR for the Reaper Killer, Man-Eater Plus for the Man-Eater, and then just making sure that she is capped up on her LB damage. And so she's got 300% Human, only 250 Reaper, but that's fine. I'm not really worried about it too much. All right. So Fang is here just to do a little, side damage, a little chip damage here. Pretty much same build as you saw before. Magister's Ring for Chain Cat boost. Dragoon Helm and Kamari's Pendant for the jump mod boost. Same with Ricard's Vision card, which you can get for free in the Vision card shop now. And then, yeah, just jump damage. That's really all she needs. So she's got 250 human and only 100 Reaper. I didn't really gear her that much for killers. You could easily put some killers in here. Like take out that GF extension, put some Reaper killer in there or something like that. So she could easily be built a little bit better than what I've done here. But that's basically it for her. Radiant Lightning, in her shift form, she's got the Sword of Kings. She will be using the power to destroy Nethicite, so she's going to be our Nethicite unit for this fight. But otherwise, yeah, just gear her for some, basic bulk, just to make sure she doesn't take too much damage from some of the attacks that don't get covered. So D-Berry's Lightning is, definitely built, stacked to the gills, all the best Clash of Wills gear, as you can see. This thing is ready to rock and roll. And then, yeah, just making sure capped up on everything, killers, LB damage, all that good stuff. 300 human, 300 Reaper, plenty of LB damage. Good to go. He's got Rick's card on there, so yeah, this thing is rip-roaring ready to go. The Brave Shift form is where you're really concerned, though, because that's where all the damage is coming from. All right, same gear there. Pretty much everything exactly the same in both forms on D-Berries. So killers are maxed, LB damage maxed. That's what you're concerned about. So yeah, look at that, almost 19,000 attack unbuffed. That's pretty insane. Now, of course, that's with the leader skill, but still, yeah, that's one strong. One strong lightning there. You do notice I have Siren Esper on my Radiant Lightning. That is on purpose so that she has the spell Dispel. All right, she will be using that on turn 1. So let's get in here and see how we do this in 4 turns. All right, so the boss is going to put up his defense and spirit buffs. We definitely want to get rid of those, so that's what the Dispel is for. So Radiant Lightning will go ahead and Dispel on turn 1. All right, make sure that's the first thing you do. Snow will do his Magic Cover and Heroic Guard. Fang will just go ahead and do her 2 cooldowns down here at the bottom for the mod boosts and the buffs. That's all she really needs to do. SOS Lightning can do Null All, Surge, and Disaster for the breaks. My Lightning is going to do her cooldowns. How I Live is Up to Me. The Whole World is Against Us. And In Thundaga to imbue everybody, to imbue an amp. D-Berries is going to do The Whole World is Against Us, not How I Live Up to Me. Save that one for later. All right. But you want to do The Whole World is Against Us. That does the mod boost. We Press Forward, and what else? We'll just do Imperilga. Okay. Yeah, you want to save that other cooldown so that we can refill his LB on turn 3. All right, so there's the AoE physicals. You can see they're very, very weak. You don't really have to worry about them, so you don't have to worry about covering them. However, on turn 3, the boss is going to do a bunch of single target, very strong physical covers that cannot be provoked, so you have to cover those. Luckily, they don't have any kind of accuracy, so that's why we're going to switch Snow on turn 3 to physical cover. All right, Snow on this turn, we can just do ATB charge. Fang can go ahead and jump. Like I said, if you wanted to push this to a 5-turn clear to get the extra mod boost for Fang, you could do that. And you can push this to a 5-turn clear. It's perfectly fine. So Radiant Lightning is going to do Power to Destroy Nethicite. Savior of Souls is going to do Triple Surge. We're going to chain with her, and My Lightning are going to chain Bolting Strike. And D-Berry is going to do his normal form LB. All right, so this is going to do the 145% Lightning Imperil. It's also going to do a nice chunk of damage to get us started. It has a very long wind-up. It's a one-hit finisher. So I'm going to tap. I'm going to wait for a little bit. And send my chainers. Wow, yeah, almost almost didn't make it. I almost didn't wait long enough. Wow, I was getting a little scared there. So you can see how long that windup is on there. So definitely, you know, definitely tap the lightning LB first. Wait for like a solid 5 or 6 seconds before you send your chainers. That was close. That was close. But that's pretty typical, doing about 25% off the HP. It typically hits the damage cap because it's a one-hit finisher. So you're kind of stuck to doing, you know, right around 10 or 11 billion HP on that one. All right. So Snow is now going to switch. Oh, by the way, the reason why we did Nethicite on that last turn was so that it sealed the boss's defense buff. So you'll notice the boss has physical damage reduction. That's going to go away at the end of this turn, so that we can do our burst next turn. If we had not used the Nethicite last turn, it would also come with a defense buff, which greatly increases his defense because there are no passives. So yeah. That's why you wanted to do the Nethicite last turn. We're going to do Nethicite again this turn because since we're switching Snow over to physical cover, we won't be able to cover the magic damage. So we're now going to seal the AoE magic attack. All right, physical cover, heroic guard again. So Savior of Souls Lightning can just won't do null all, double surge. All right, D-Berry is going to do How I Live Is Up to Me to refill his LB. Elemental Burst Lightning, and then Blitz. Oh, before I forget, make sure you shift. Make sure you trance shift. I made that mistake a couple of times. I find it's better to just go ahead and do it on turn 3 so you don't forget to do it on turn 4. All right, How I Live Is Up to Me, Elemental Burst, Blitz. All right, that way you're ready to go with the LBs next turn. Because I definitely have forgotten to shift when I did the LBs on the burst turn, and yeah, they don't line up when that happens. All right, so my lightning will just do Uller's Shield and double Blitz. Okay, and yeah, this is just do a little chaining. It's not going to do any damage because it still has the physical damage. It's just to get us set up for our burst next turn. So you can see very little damage there. All right, and now we're all filled up, ready to go. Radiant Lightning does the Nethicite to seal the AoE magic attack. So there's all the single target physicals. All right, Snow covers them. So even though you can't provoke them, you can still cover them. So that's why we want Snow to shift and do his physical cover there. All right, so now we're ready to burst, and we're definitely going to kill this thing. If you're concerned that you're not going to kill the boss on this turn, then all you do is just make sure you shift Snow back to do his magic cover next turn, and then you do your burst on turn 5, or you just do, you know, more damage on turn 5 that way. So triple surge. We're going to do LB. All right, Fang is ready to come down for the jump. So yeah, if you did set up to have her come down on turn 5 instead of turn 4 because you wanted the extra mod boost, again, you just switch Snow back to magic cover for this turn, and just save your burst for next turn. All right, so let's do this. We should all be ready to go. Let's see what our stats looking like. Yeah, 22,000. Wow, mine is like way behind. That's the difference between EX1 and EX2, right? Okay, let's see how we do. This should be nice, easy, and quick. All right, there's Fang. And there's everybody else bringing it home. Bringing it home. $45 billion, yeah. The boss has 45 billion HP, so we just killed the boss from 100%. So that should give you some hope if your lightnings aren't quite as strong. You know, because we did a nice little chunk at the beginning to knock, you know, 25% off, and then we just did like the entire boss's HP gauge on turn 4 there. So yeah, it gives you some idea of the power of this unit. Oh my god. I mean, look at that. Like, the disparity is just insane. Now, of course, it's like a, you know, a 150 amp compared to the, what, 40% that mine had, because she's only EX1. But it's that plus the stat boosts, you know, plus the your base attack boost. Man, it's like the difference between an EX1 and an EX2 is just insane. That's like triple. That is more than triple the amount of damage that I did. All right. Now, you know, D-Berry's was geared balls to the wall compared to mine as well. I probably could have geared mine better, but, you know, I didn't want to go all out on my build in case yours, you know, you're not able to build yours quite as strong. But holy moly, like, look at that. That is just nuts. Now, that of course, you know, D-Berry also got one extra burst turn on turn 2 doing the normal form LB. So you can kind of take, you know, maybe take 10 billion off that to do probably a more fair comparison. But that's still more than double what I did. Just wild. Yeah, it's gonna, unfortunately, it's probably going to be a while before I get mine at EX2. It's going to take a minimum 20 days in the shard dungeon. Although I did get lucky. I got 2 shards today. Woohoo. So that means, you know, minimum only 18 more days before mine is EX2. We'll see if I get it before Vision World is out. But anyways, yep, there's your all missions clear. Let's make sure that's all missions. Yep, all good. Excellent. All right, so that's how you do it. If you have Wondrous Lightning and you have a good, strong Wondrous Lightning friend, that's how you get this one done, all missions clear. I'm sure there are guides out there that, you know, are using just a Lightning friend or, you know, using Fang to deal a lot of damage. So I'm sure there's some guides out there to do it without Lightning, but maybe not. I don't know. Check out some of the other content creators out there, like Senzar or Kamikiro or Cloud03. If you do need a Lightning friend, mine is only EX1, but I'm happy to share her. Just let me know in the comments below if you need a Lightning friend to take down this boss. I'm happy to share. So thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.